Welcome everybody to another World of Ability podcast on the World of Ability podcast network that started and launched on July 26, 2020, which was the 30th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act by then President George H.W. Bush. And would like to give before we get started, give special recognition and thanks to our partners of Marcus Hart, of Transforming Media, Zach Clayton of the PAC channel, and Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios for their support and replaying their show on their platforms. We have a few great guests today that we've met through a couple of different places. The first person I'm going to bring on here is Molly. We met Molly through Helpopedia, which is a will be a nonprofit out on the East Coast that is helping students, especially high school and college age students, with getting into college and employment and that kind of thing. But Molly is here with talking about parenting, doing the parenting support, and so Molly, why don't you come in here and say a little bit about who you are, what you do, what's parenting support, that kind of thing.
What is parenting support? What? Hello, everybody. Molly Feigl, parenting support here, and I met Emily and Kurt through this thing that Emily just mentioned, which is Helpopedia. Helpopedia.org, if you're trying to look it up. And it is an organization of people who are focused on life. That's where I come in. I know how to do that. I have been taught in the public schools for 20 years. And so I have a lot of experience with younger kids. I've also taught at summer camps for about 3 decades. So I know about teenagers. I have 2 of my own teenagers, and I've gotten certified as a parent coach. So that's really briefly a little bit about me, and why I connected to Helpopedia, which I am so excited. They are creating a place where parents and teenagers can go online to get a variety of support all in one hub. And it's building, and I can't wait to talk about that. But I'm going to stop there and see if Kurt has a question for me. We need to pass it on to the next guest, and then I can come back later and talk more.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take advantage of having Andrew here with us, but I think it's great to have you get us, set up here in this, concerted effort in terms of serving families and, youth and things going on at home. So yeah, we're going to come back in, and the questions and everything I have to react, we'll come back to that after Andrew. So thank you very much. So Andrew, I want to bring you in here. You and I met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's been at least 2 or 3 years ago. Exactly.
Yeah. So what attracted you to the Happy Neighborhood Project?
Well, COVID changed everything, right? And it was a time of COVID when COVID first started that I plugged in and immediately just found a network of people to speak to all across the United States. And I think as a society, that's where we gain our strength, is by working together. I do work in the financial space, planning space, but today I wanted to talk about Medicare. That's such a hot topic right now. The period started, opened October 15th, right? And during this period, there's no medical qualification requirements, okay? Our company represents over 2,900 Medicare Advantage plans and Medicare supplement policies from over 10 carriers or more across all of the 50 states. Some of the carriers include, United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna, Cigna, Anthem, and Mutual of Omaha, just to name a few. So Medicare, it's really complicated, all right? And in fact, most people don't know, the original Medicare, Parts A and B, doesn't cover everything. So let's just talk just a couple minutes here about the building blocks, Medicare building blocks. First, enroll, all right, in the original Medicare Parts A and B when you become eligible. Right now, eligible is if you're within 3 months of your 61st birthday or older. It's also for the people that are 65 and disabled, okay? Then if you want or need additional coverage, I want you to consider these options. First option, traditional Medicare. Keep Medicare and add a supplement plan or Medigap, and also get a Medicare Part D plan to have your prescription drugs covered. Then option 2 is the Medicare Advantage. Enroll on Medicare Advantage Part C, okay, which combines the benefits of Parts A and B. May offer additional benefits such as dental, vision, and coverage. Those are all huge, right? And may also include prescription drugs coverage, all in one plan. In many cases, Kurt, we are cutting costs and increasing coverages. I was just speaking with my brokers in a training class just minutes before I signed on with your podcast. They were able to cut over $400 a month out of their costs and increase their plan. Right? And so if for you, for the people listening, I don't know yet, but we need to connect and find out. And here, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to give on this podcast, in open air, I'm going to give my personal phone number. Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that, Kurt?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So here's my personal phone number. First of all, my name is Andrew Lopez. My personal phone number, 209-649-6704. If you would prefer to email me, you could email me. My personal email address, ssgtpa1075@gmail.com. I'd love to talk about, cutting your costs and increasing your coverage. As a Marine veteran, I love working with veterans. We have access to information, resources. We're looking, I'm always looking to connect and work with veterans to help increase distribution. We have a special place for veterans that have disabilities, a special way to help them work together with us. So please give me a call, whether you're interested in the Medicare, okay, portion of what I'm speaking about, or you just, helping to increase distribution. And, if we can help you make some money doing that on the side, I'd love to talk to you about that too. So thank you so much, Kurt. I wish you all, luck in your businesses and stay healthy. God bless you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
So
And
Andrew, what I want to do is Mary Ann is on here. Mary Ann with her Underwater Acts of Kindness and the Acts of Kindness book series. She has a lot of background in the sector of people with disabilities. She's got a knack for, joining us in this attention to veterans. So Mary Ann, I just want you to be able to react a little bit to what Andrew says. We're touching on various demographics, and Mary Ann, you're a longtime supporter and participant and presenter on this show. What are you thinking about what we got from Andrew today?
Well, thank you, Kurt and Emily, for having us here on the weekly show here. Yes, I am an advocate of persons with disabilities. 30 some years ago, I was a case manager with mentally ill deaf adults at an agency called Transitions Community Support Programs, and Grand Rapids and across Curtin, Wisconsin. Anyway, at that time, President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act, and yes, I've had several clients, using the healthcare system, which is they're given right, and persons with disabilities. Here's a little statistics for yourself: is that now we have over 500 million people worldwide with a hearing loss. We have millions of moms and dads in the military coming home from being of service who can't hear their own children, grandchildren. And some of the disability benefits that veterans can receive is for hearing loss, such as tinnitus, ringing in the ears, which I suffer from, overcoming vertigo from a car accident, and upper cervical treatment. And that eliminated a lot of my vertigo. And I'm grateful that in Hawaii, where I lived and interpreted for a deaf man for over a decade, my insurance covered that and picked that up. And I've been vertigo free for over a year. So I'm grateful for those different benefits, and to make sure you select the right ones, because you never know, anything can happen to us. So thank you for the update with the Medicare. And I'm down here in San Carlos, Mexico now.
Excellent. Thank you, Mary Ann. So to react to Mary Ann's flair, I thought it would help to kind of bring out, from her journey of life where, your services are relevant from, kind of what's around her and herself personally. So what are you thinking at this point?
Well, I think, Kurt, that everybody has special gifts, and our experiences in life, are valuable. And we from those experiences, good and especially the bad, we can help others. We can help our fellow human being, our fellow man. And again, I think that's what we're called to do, is we're called to serve each other. And we can do that here in your platform by supporting and just getting the information out.
Excellent. So I'm going to bring on Ralph here. Ralph popped in, another one of our friends from the Happy Neighborhood Project, Dan Sales. He's promoting the Debt Crusher. So he likes this financial services realm as well. But also Ralph has online mega mall available, just products from soup to nuts, and really challenging out there, the commercial realm in terms of retail products and so forth. But Ralph, you're listening in a little bit. We had Molly help us stage, about our concerted efforts in homes and families and what concerns parents. Andrew brought us into an intergenerational flair, talking about Medicare, which largely people think of with seniors, but brought in Marianne and other conversation to make sure people are remembering that our Americans with disabilities also benefit from Medicare, Medicaid, and these programs. And we got the veteran component. So Ralph, I think this is a lot of music to your ears, but come on in here and join the conversation. What are we putting in your mind? Let us know. Oh, you are muted, sir. We're going to give you the old ass to unmute as co-host here. So there, now we can hear you.
We have quite a few young Americans that are disabled. I have a that's legally blind that gets her Social Security because of it. And they need our support just as much as anybody. We're teaching her to do the things on her own because we realize we're not going to be there for her. Years go by. She's really very capable of taking care of herself at this point, as far as cooking, cleaning, and getting around. She's been to college. She's very remarkable, and I find this with most people that have disabilities, learn to work around them, and we don't give them enough credit to be able to do that. We try to jump in every time that we think they need our help, and the best thing that we can do to help them is make them independent, that they don't need our help. I watched her fry food in hot oil. Mom was definitely afraid of it, but we had to give her that opportunity to do that and learn for herself, and just point out some safety tips to her while she was going along. And that's when she was in her teens. Now she's 31 years old and very capable. And that's what we strive for with everybody with disabilities. They all bring something to the table, and we need to overlook our own. Sometimes we become the person with the problem because we won't overlook their problem, and they really don't have a problem if we give them that freedom.
There you go. So Andrew, I know we just got a few more minutes from our scheduled time with you, so I want to give you a chance to come on in here, make sure we're capturing everything that we had intended to cover with you today. And you're always welcome back right here at World of Ability any Saturday that works out for you. But Andrew, hearing Ralph talk and kind of his personal experiences, people in his life, what does it bring for you, and what else you want to add since we're winding down your segment, Andrew? You're on. You're unmuted.
Hold on. Hey, just a second. Can you hold on 1 second? But Kurt, did you ask me to unmute? I'm sorry.
Yeah, basically, I had Ralph come in here to, help kind of give us a little bit more insight on the subject and add to the conversation that we have going here. But I wanted to make sure while you're able to be on with us yet for a few more minutes, I want to be able to give you the microphone to make sure you're sharing everything you want to and anything you want to react to from what Ralph shared.
Okay, I apologize. I had to take an emergency call there, but I tell you, if Ralph works in the debt crushing space, I saw, and that's extremely vital. Ralph and I did the same thing. The hardest painful part of dealing with money is debt, and it crushes families' goals and dreams all across the United States. And as a former serviceman and Marine, it's, I still feel, I still have a duty of helping families across the country and serving them manage it, but eliminate it, crushing it, and giving them a written, customized plan to just eliminate that debt. So that's what I had to contribute. Thank you so much, Rob, for what you do, buddy.
Okay. Okay.
Emily.
Before Andrew leaves, can I put in a plug?
As long as it's for Andrew, are you plugging Andrew or what? How does it tie into Andrew?
Okay. So this is if Andrew is interested.
Oh, okay. All right.
Andrew, if you're interested, we have another podcast for you to be on. We are working with Project Die Hard, which is a veteran-owned, veteran-run nonprofit in Kentucky. And they have a podcast.
Awesome.
And they have a podcast called PDH Mission Monday, which PDH is Mission Monday, or PDH is Project Die Hard.
Awesome.
And they are looking to help veterans with anything, especially helping them between transition between active duty and civilian life,
Yes.
with whatever help that they need. And they're looking to have a 10,000 square foot building on 20 acres that they're looking to renovate to be a long-term stay facility for 12 veterans and then 2 veterans with their families to stay for amount of time up to a year to get the help that they need. And they're looking to have these facilities all around the country, but this is their first one that they're working on right now. And also to have each one named after somebody who has committed a veteran has committed suicide, because they're looking to combat the military suicide rate, which is kind of going in the wrong direction. So I thought, since with you being a military veteran, if you're interested in coming on and kind of say who you are, what you do about being veterans, bringing hope to veterans,
Amen.
anything,
Amen.
anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in. Anything I can do to help veterans, you bet. Absolutely.
Okay.
And Andrew and Emily, I would love to join in on some of that conversation. I put this information in the chat just for us, but those watching and listening can't see the chat, I think. FYI, I have two veteran friends with whom I've had conversations about the challenges of being a parent while being in the military, and the stress that puts on the entire family, the person who is being deployed, the person who is staying home, the transitions, the coming back and figuring out, wait, how do we parent together? And I've had some conversations with them, and one of them has been trying to get me connected with the Wounded Warrior Project, because they said, Molly, what they notice me doing in my parent support is something that they think that active military and veterans might be able to get some support with, because what stresses us out a lot, I know, as parents, is wait, how do I parent these kids as they are, doing their things? Like, how do I parent? And especially in military families where the parents are, sacrificing so much to go do other things to support our country. And yet when they come home, it's like, wait, how do I transition back into my child's life? How does the parent at home deal with the transition of, oh, this parent is gone? How do I calm things in my own child's brain as our, as one of the parents goes off to, dangerous active duty? I would love to, when you give me the go ahead, Kurt, I'd love to give a little background, and Andrew, I know you need to go, but I'd love to give a little.
Andrew, we're at the end of the segment. Is it time to? We had her hand up. Did you want to stick around for Mary Ann's part, or are you?
Yes, I think you should hear. Yeah, I can have one quick minute with you.
Sure, sure, absolutely.
So, when I was back in Honolulu, I don't remember what year, I had it with the chief of audiology at Tripler Army Medical Hospital. And they read my books, and she cried tears of joy. And the idea was to get grant funding. And the idea was that if all ages children, no matter what, are reading the Acts of Kindness series, they could Skype to moms and dads around the world and learn the fingerspelling alphabet. And you talk about the books for ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, and climate change while the parents are away. Okay. Unfortunately, we didn't, but I did get some grant during the pandemic. So what I want to share with you now out of mental health was I was on Steve Ramona's podcast with Leanne McLaughlin with Clean Water Foundation, and he introduced me to Dome Audio, and it is amazing. This is a product that is going to be like the next jobs. Apple is a headset with persons with a hearing loss and deafness. And these inventors, you see the video, I got goosebumps talking about it. They went out to Gallaudet University and put these headsets on the deaf football players, the students. It was amazing, just tears of joy. And I called my deaf friend this week and I said, guess what? You're going to get your hearing back. So this is going to be a game changer world, especially with military come home with mental health issues and hearing loss, and for everybody in the world. So it's called Dome Audio, and Steve Ramona sent me some emails and links. So if you want to email me, I can share that with you also. It's a headset, and the one side kind of looks like it's a cochlear implant. And yeah, there's videos of just seeing eyes light up of the hard of hearing deaf community hearing sounds, and it's going to be, changing for them, and a lot of speech therapy is going to be needed, but it's just going to be amazing communication. So I wanted to share that with you. So we need to get that over to the Marines, and it's all good news, exciting stuff. I'm really excited. So thank you much.
Thank you, folks. I'm gonna leave, but my contact information is in the chat. Please, if I can help you in any way, give me a call. Let's start a conversation. God bless you all. Stay healthy. God bless America. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Let's
Thank
stay
you,
in
Andrew.
touch. Thanks for being here. Appreciate
Hoorah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so Ralph kind of got an invited conversation going here. What are you making of all this? What do you have at this point?
With the military suicides, my nephew and godson he had the highest clearance that a civilian could have at the Pentagon. He was there when the plane crashed. It was a father of three. And just 2 years ago, he took his life.
Sorry, Ralph.
He had gotten what they called black disease, which meant as his discs were turning black and he would start to crumble. They knew he didn't have long, but the pain got so bad. And he didn't want to put his children. So I'm sorry, but we really need to help our military.
We're just holding space with you, Ralph. Yep, we are with you. Yes.
And I support our military so much. My father, they served. Unfortunately, I'm the only one out of brothers still here. But that's why I support the Veterans Ranch and Project Die Hard. So.
Very good, Ralph. We appreciate your support and everything that you're doing. Happy Neighborhood Project and the veteran community and the business world, and first and foremost as a grateful. We really appreciate you being with us here today, Ralph, and everything you share. And we've always needed to be a heartfelt guy. So yeah, this is what it's all about. This is part of my passion of doing this show. There's a lot of things that I get to experience, in certain groups of people, and in that coincidence or in that moment I'm able to share. And I think it's good that when we're in here and we're sharing our message and sharing stories, that we get into those heartfelt moments. I mean, when we're talking about saving lives and suicide ideation and mental health and PTSD and taking care of people, being humanitarian, looking after our children and families and parents support, and the passion of Mary Ann with Underwater Acts of Kindness and the book series. I mean, our friend Steve Ramona that Mary Ann brought up before, he's got a show called Doing Business with a Servant Heart. So it is an honor and a privilege for me to be with this group today, with Emily, Ralph, Molly, Mary Ann, and with Andrew, that gave us a great segment in the first half hour of the show. We have a lot of remarkable things to build from. So what I want to do is, Molly, I want to bring you back in. I know we've kind of percolated a lot of your thoughts. We got you well caffeinated today, so we're going to take advantage and, come on in here and pour some of this out to us, Molly. What do you think at this point?
Well, I'm feeling particularly inspired. Following the conversation we've had, I'm going to talk a little bit about stress in our bodies. It's something that I do a variety of things. As a parent support coach, I talk one-on-one to parents. So I do live, one-on-one Zoom sessions with them. I do webinars. I do speaking in person to things about things. And one of the things that I happen to have right now in my back pocket is a little bit of information about what's happening in our bodies and minds during stress. And I feel like it is a pretty nice segue transition after some of the deep conversation we've been happening. I use this particular slide. Tell me if you can't see it. I use this particular slide when I am talking to parents about the stress response in their children's bodies. But as I said earlier, a bunch of parents start to learn things about themselves. So the slide that I'm looking at in the left-hand corner, it has a picture of a cartoon brain, and that brain is on fire. What that represents is the stress alarms are going off in the brain, meaning something is, the brain recognizes a threat out in the world and sends off these stress alarms. Now below that, there's a red arrow that goes down to a picture of a gland. And what the glands do is they then send out a bunch of stress hormones. to flood the body. Then there's a red arrow that slides from the glands over to an image of a human body. And those stress hormones cause body-wide changes in our entire body. Stress hormones are things like adrenaline, cortisol, things like that. Things that, back in the caveman days, these stress hormones were adaptive. They were good for us. They told us a threat is coming, and they would respond to a threat coming, and they would flood our bodies with all these body-wide reactions that would help us stay alive. Now, if any of you listening or watching know anything about stress hormones, you know that adrenaline and cortisol are great for like in the moment. Okay. But if we have too much of them going through our body all the time, it starts to affect us in more negative ways. And this is why there's a picture when we have the image in the middle of my screen of the human body, and under it it says body-wide changes. There's also an arrow that circles back to the image of the brain on fire, the stress alarm. Because we are a cycle. The brain is part of our body. And when our body is flooded with those stress chemicals, then it also starts sending a message to the brain, oh, watch out, we need to look out for something, be on alert, alarm. And so when we don't, we get caught in this cycle. It may be stuck, and it may be making changes in their body and in their brain chemistry. So it's not. So I'm going to stop there because I am not. I'm going to stop share for a second. I am not a specialist on adult brains. I am, however, a specialist on children's brain stuff. But as I said, so many adults will listen to what I'm saying and go, oh, that's why I act this way. And I just think about the conversation we just had, and also thinking about folks with a variety of abilities. And when there's something kind of feeling uncomfortable, like you can't do this either anymore, or you can't do something that society says everyone else should be able to do, something as simple as walking up the stairs. That affects our brains in a way that's kind of like, ooh, attack, ooh, discomfort, ooh, that doesn't feel good, and can start our stress response going. So the good news is, especially for the youth in our life, if you have youth in your life that you're a caregiver for, or a teacher for, or a parent for, or a grandparent for, or a good neighbor for, if you have youth in life, there are ways that the caring adults can stop that stress response and almost hack into their brains and give them this moment of peacefulness so the chemistry can reset towards the positive. I'm gonna pause there and try to. Kurt, go ahead. I know you want to say something, so that's a good time because I'm traffic. Talk.
All right, excellent. So I'll bring in our collaborator, Mary Ann here. So Mary Ann, in the work you do, and you talk about frequencies and all the stuff you partake in to kind of push stress out of your life, and you're always talking about go out and play. You know, that's a good stress reliever. But Mary Ann, what's your follow-up to that nice run through on stress?
Yes. When I was in Hawaii, I met a deaf man and I ended up signing for him. I had stress in my life because I was in an auto accident with left me with back, neck, hearing loss, vertigo, and ringing in the ears. And that kind of stress was like, okay, is the vertigo going to go? When's it going to happen? Picking up a purse, lifting my head in the shower, losing my balance. It would always be like when I turned over on my left side, picking up an alarm clock, I would have the swoosh of a whoa, the whole room was spinning. I trained my brain a little bit more and calm it down. And Scott and I, Reiki masters at the Unity Church of Hawaii, and did a lot of prayer and meditation, which calmed the mind, body, and spirit. But yet we were very active and grateful because I got to live on a sailboat and we got to go sailing. And my sailing instructor was a retired chiropractor, and his wife was an instructor with acupuncture at the school. So we got immediate relief. And thank you, Medicare, for having insurance plans to cover that. So when the tension and the stress appears in our necks and the back, I know everybody works, but when you're signing and using your hands all day to communicate, and stress of enunciation. Scott lost his hearing at age 7, but well and highly intelligent. So I had to learn to train my brain. And so if I had vertigo coming on, I would lay down and meditate. And through guided meditation, I asked what my next purpose was. I was going to write a series of children's sign language books with puppets. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I went down to the Alawano Mall and I saw these Tree of Folk Manus puppets. And I could put my hands in a chicken who is now Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken for a very hard of hearing rabbit. And I started training my brain, going to sleep or when I wanted to lay down, and started creating these books with my co-writer Suzanne Sims, who's now in Mexico. And Lucy Lynch sung at the church, has this angelic voice, and Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins. And the universe just guided me with these stories, so to speak. So, and I'm grateful because I got introduced to Dr. Joe Brewer in Honolulu, Hawaii, who specifically focuses on upper cervical. And for your neck and your back, 1, 2, 3 goes to your auditory, visual. And when you get misaligned, you can have hearing loss or blurred vision. So when I get realigned, I can tell a whole difference. And actually, pilots, before they go their AMAs, if they get a chiropractic treatment, their visual is increased because the blood flow is going. It's not being stuck. It's not misplaced in your body. And those are also things that can cause stress. And we don't know, especially with the youth, Molly, those youth are growing. They're so fast. Their mouth is changing. Their speech is changing. Their bodies, could spurt and, through puberty to whatever, and then adulthood, and just, some stressors of things that we didn't really go through is what the youth are going now.
Absolutely. Marianne, absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah.
So I'm glad that I have a great to help me write the first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, featuring Noah, the hard of hearing whale, who is recruited by a sea turtle called the General of the New Earth Army to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And Noah gets a black speedboat at a glow-in-the-dark party and meets Dr. Fingers, the fish-spelling hermit crab, and learns to be rehabilitated at the rehab clinic, and learns the alphabet with Angelina Joy, the angelfish interpreter, and sees all this garbage floating on and goes, what kind of world am I going to live in? What kind of world am I going to have as I found I'm going to be a new father? And all this garbage is floating around. And that's, I saw this thing around my sailboat, and we wanted to know why. And it's because one of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in Hawaii and California, and Captain Moore recognized that in 1909 during a sailing trade race. So we highlight Captain Moore's statistics. It's a great story. It was written for Animal Planet TV Tanked with Wade King. He's King Octo the 8th, who teaches the sign of peace, love, happiness, and thanks, Tank. And they build a wellness center. And we have Shaka, the sign language shark, who's very sharp at reading sign language skills. We have Flip and Flop, the alpha service dolphin. So it's the start of the Acts of Kindness series. It now is on Audible. During the pandemic, I was able to go into studio in Manoa Valley. And we have the soundtrack by Lucy Lynch in The Perfect Wave. So you can hear the frequencies of the whales and dolphins. So again, I like solfeggio frequencies. There's so many different ones to rid virus, to rid stress. The vagus nerve is very important too, to relaxing and calming. And so I use that to shift their energy and to raise their vibration. So when we vibrate high, we attract what we want. When we vibrate low, we are back to negativity, and we want to keep our vibes up, and we need to heal this planet. So October is anti-bullying month, and we have Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully, featuring Harry the Hardy Hearing Rabbit, Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, and Eve the Finger Spelling Bumblebee. And through the pandemic, I received pandemic unemployment assistance, and Dr. Lee, who I met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, where I was co-host in Honolulu, and the sign language interpreter for H&P Ability. She is federally trademarking the Acts of Kindness series. And I had used some of that funding to start the online courses for each of the chapters of video games, video app games, to learn the finger spelling ASL alphabet and the numbers with the characters. So I have been approved now through Apple, 10 out of 11 games so far for the 2 books. I also wrote Righteous Acts of Kindness, a short book called featuring Pono, the Hawaiian polo pony, with a deaf writer. And I had to create coloring pages to make the book lengthy enough for Amazon and KDP and Kindle Direct Publishing to approve it. And we just completed that. And I'm grateful through Happy Neighborhood Project's book lovers, you were able to review them.
I was about to ask, where do we find your stuff? I'm so glad you have Emily pulling it up for us. Could you just repeat what it is? Acts of
kindnessseries.com.
Great. Thank you.
And we had created videos during the pandemic, and Trevor is uploading them this weekend for our own the Acts of Kindness YouTube channel. Actually see the characters signing. So you want to go to the website, you see the characters, you can see the books. We'll have YouTube up, and we'll be getting followers. And the good news is that Molly, when I returned, I went on a sailing book signing tour in Florida, Southwest Florida for Virginia. So dreams really do come true. I dated a retired Navy diver, explosive ordnance in Hawaii, so I got to travel around the Hawaiian Islands, healing my broken foot, and the great tip was there. So where I went, I got to write these books. So you can meet Greta Gabel on the golf course from the Big Island. And so in 2017, I sailed Southwest Florida to Virginia and book signed at Key West Aquarium, Marathon Aquarium, and came back to Hawaii and ran into a special education teacher, Marilyn Rogers, who retired from Kamaile charter schools. And she told me of donorschoose.org. So we met at Starbucks, and she requested my first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. She requested 50 books. She got funded in 2 weeks, and Amazon shipped out the books. And I went out with the puppets, and we had a slide show with the characters and the ASL alphabet, the principal, the other special ed teachers were there. We were like the, they say the sophisticated hula were the talk of the town. So guess what? That school was just so excited. Where's Dr. Fingers? And actually, Dr. Fingers was a person who worked with me in Hawaii. He was a chiropractic therapist, and he was a human body mechanic. So again, I've had a lot of work done. So these are characters who I dedicate their names to, of being of service, of purpose, and what we are taking as a global topic, such as ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, and the change book. And there is social eco-anxiety that's out there too, Molly. And maybe you can give us a little bit of what you're talking about with the youth, but we will be incorporating these characters in it, also with a stage playing in it. And the goal is to bring these books into animated movies like Nemo. So think of me as like your next J.K. Rowling, Dorothy, or you want to retell like Hello Kitty, and no one has done it with sign language characters. So glad to meet you, Molly.
Yeah, great to meet you too, Marianne. What a great resource. When I was teaching, I taught for 20 years, I mentioned, in the public schools, and I was an elementary music teacher. And so I got to see all the children in the entire school. And I have had quite a few deaf and hard of hearing children in my classes, and with their interpreters or not, if they didn't need an interpreter. And I think about what we're doing, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, what a great resource. So I'm excited to try to pass on your website to some of my friends who are still teaching, particularly music teachers who have such a variety of kids in the classroom. I am going to share my screen for a moment because, Marianne, you touched on, thank you for passing the baton so nicely to me. You touched on stuff going on, eco, what was the term you used, please?
Eco-anxiety.
Eco-anxiety, thank you. I didn't know that it had a term, but I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old. And let me tell you, eco-anxiety is so real and so present for my children. I want to share a resource that I have for any of you today who are watching or listening. I have a free resource on my website. It's called 7 Ways to Connect with Your Teens. And it's the do's and don'ts that the teenagers have told us that they do or they don't want. And the very first one, Marianne, you'll find is interesting. They actually don't want to be reassured about their future. They're like, stop telling us that things are going to get better. These kids know, and they're just like, stop. Please don't tell us that things are going to get better. We're just overwhelmed. Can you just be in the present moment with us? So that's the first one. Let me show folks where you can get it. My website is Molly Feigl, parentingsupport.com. Molly, M-O-L-L-Y, Feigl, F-E-I-G-A-L, and then the words parentingsupport.com. When you get there, I have a pop-up. Those of you who are in Minnesota and Wisconsin, this is a tangent, sorry. Those of you in Minnesota and Wisconsin, I have an in-person day-long parent retreat coming up Sunday, November 5th. It's in Stanchfield, Minnesota, which is just an hour north of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. And that's the first thing that pops up on my website if you show up there. Just click off of that. And at the very top of my website, there is, right underneath my picture, there is a dark blue button that says free download. You click the free download, it will bring you to a form to fill out. You fill out your email, first name, last name, and your state, please, so I can let you know if I'm doing things local to you. And you click the get download button, and you will get this 2-page PDF sent to you, 7 ways to connect with your teens. And the wonderful thing about this document is it was created from data, from people who are working with teens and asking them, what do you want your parents to know so that they can be better parents to you? And the teens are saying, do this, don't do this. Do this, don't do this. So I give you a little synopsis of what the teens want and what they don't want, and then kind of what that means for us as parents. So please feel free to look that up, download that. Kurt, I could riff on any of the topics we've talked about. I can stick around for 10 more minutes or I can go, but I'm going to pass the baton back to y'all. I noticed that we have another person joined us. So just in brief, I'm here to support parents, particularly parents of teens. You can find me on my website, and I love conversations like this because we all need support trying to help each other out. Go on mute now, Miss Coffee.
Great. Thank you, Molly. So yeah, we'll take advantage of you sticking around for 5+ minutes, maybe 10, and we'll get Derek in here. So Emily, take the honors. And who in the world is Derek? Emily, take it away.
Derek, what can I say? Derek, we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, who is in the Arizona area, and has a supporting strategies organization. But Derek, why don't you come in here and say a little bit about who you are, what you do? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm actually on my way to Las Vegas right now. That's exciting. I'm not driving, just so you know.
Okay, I was going to say, be careful if you are. Well,
But if I make any mistakes, because for driving scares me. So that's awesome. But I'm with Supporting Strategies. I'm an accountant, which does not sound exciting, I know. When I jumped in the call, I heard, the talking of education, and I saw Mary Ann, and I know she writes some wonderful books. On top of doing accounting, I also have a school that I opened up because I was an educator, or I am an educator, and was unhappy with what we were doing in a lot of our schools here. And one day I had a principal tell me, well, if you think you can do better, do it. And I'm the wrong person to say that. So I went ahead and do it. I school, public preparatory academy. We are
Oh no, we've lost Derek.
A bit of connection issues here, but yes, Molly, educators unite.
I just put in the chat when I heard whenever Derek comes back, I'll let him take the word again. But I understand that feeling of we got to do something else, and when your video and your audio comes back, I'm excited to hear about that you created a school. What? Let's go.
oh my back. Here.
You can keep going. It's a little broken up.
Telling me I'm on.
Yep. Go ahead. Keep going, Derek. You're doing good.
Yeah, no. So I started a school which in Arizona. You can actually in that context and curriculum that they can see value in, really motivate to want, and that's what I like to stress is like how to get these who want to learn more. And so just this week I told one of my students, I called him because he was doing math wasn't assigned. He was figuring out work problems that I didn't even ask. What do you like? Oh, you can do. Oh, you can do that. Okay, I love it. You're a math nerd now.
See, Derek, I'm Derek. It's not what we teach the children; it's how we teach the children. Absolutely.
Derek, what's
Yeah, because I mean, oh, go ahead.
what's the name of your school? Up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. It's. I mean, if you think about like all the stuff we're taught to memorize, and it's not so much stuff you don't use it in real life, but it's not exciting. It's interesting. And so like finding stuff that students have an interest in, whether it's going to be something they can turn into like a job or career, but so many of them will come to class with, hey, I looked up this thing on Wikipedia. Okay, so let's stop what we're doing today because you're not interested, and let's go down the rabbit hole of whatever you looked at and put some facts and knowledge behind it. So that we're not just taking whatever the internet teaches us, but okay, you have this interest in this one thing that you saw. Let's see what more there is and get.
Derek, what's the name of your school? Keep when I ask a question.
So
It's you. It's your magic, Emily.
I think so.
So Molly, I think we'll enter into sometimes we run a little minute to win it. Little moments. So kind of if you just want to take a minute to share any final thoughts, and then we're at the end of your segment. So if you just say your goodbyes and final thoughts and takeaways, whatever you got a minute to win it.
Yes. Well, awesome. Set my timer. Minute to win it. Molly Feigl, parenting support here. Look me up. Google Molly parenting support, and I'm pretty sure I'll show up. So you don't have to worry about spelling my last name. this conversation has bridged so many different deep and loving and heartfelt things. So I've been very glad to be here and to be part of this. And I am so inspired by the work that Kurt and Emily do in their world of ability. So I certainly hope to be on one of these another time and have great conversation. If you are hunting for me or know people who could use a little support with the youth in their lives, they don't have to just be parents. Molly Feigl, parentingsupport.com, or you can email me at molly@coachmollyf, as in France.com. So thank you everybody for letting me be on this. I have to cruise. I have some other things to do. I'll check you another time.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Molly. Definitely welcome
you,
back
Molly.
any Saturday you'd like, and our Wednesday show too. Ability MK Now. We'll see you over at Helpopedia. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and bring Ralph in. Ralph hasn't been able to say anything from this show, so we're gonna let Ralph respond to our friend Derek. You two know each other, right?
Yes.
So what do you have to say about Derek? And it's okay. It makes good entertainment. There's some, things of concern we need to air out. We can do that in entertainment stuff.
Right. Just going back to the last part though. My wife runs a 24-hour daycare, but the pediatric journal just reported on Monday shows like SpongeBob and CoComelon. They changed the scene so fast that it's affecting the children's short-term memory. Children 4 years and under, when they were giving little tests to do, performed very badly because it's causing with them as well. They're saying that they just changed the scenes way too quick for these young children. There's still some more investigation going on into it to see. There's been some other places that are confirming that this is happening. So we look at that also because in the daycare during lunchtime, they'll put on a cartoon for the kids while they're eating their lunch. So needless to say, SpongeBob has never been used at our daycare. CoComelon was at times and is no longer being used until they find out, because they try to put out educational stuff for them, where they hear the alphabet or numbers in the background while they're eating, as well as talking amongst themselves. But I think it's great that I continue to take courses for the daycare because I'm a substitute there whenever they need me. Doesn't happen too often, but I have to be up to par with the county and the state of Florida in order to be a substitute for them. But I think it's great that we got so many people here that are working on educating our children, whether they have disability or not. I think we all pour our hearts into our youth because they are our future. So I love what everybody is doing, and Derek's helping people with their accounting. He takes the stress out of it. And I'm a numbers guy too with the debt crusher. So yeah, we go hand in hand, and I love exactly what he's doing.
Excellent. So Ralph, are you familiar with the app games that Marianne has developed that goes along with their book series and everything available in that? Because numbers and letters and the alphabet and all that. So it sounds like Marianne's got something that could be of service. What do you think?
Absolutely. We're gonna have to do a one-to-one with her and learn more about her apps. And
absolutely, because Trevor Gibbs and I are working on uploading the ASL sign language alphabet with Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, Eve the Finger Spelling Bumblebee, Dr. Fingers the Finger Spelling Hermit Crab, And we have Greta Gobb on the golf course doing the numbers. So yes, we'll be uploading them to YouTube, and they're great fun, and I will love to email you the books so you can review them. And the puppets are Folk Manus puppets, and Derek has a whale puppet that he has at home. I found out during a one-on-one. So for the first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. Tell us about Noah the hard of hearing whale, Derek. What do you do with the puppets?
So I was fortunate enough to read Noah, and I actually have 2 of the whale puppets, and so I read to them, and they loved it. So I have fun with the puppets. The puppets are great. You know, they're children's stories, but like just I
Go down. Prove to more.
Bring
Website because
up the visual up. It can just add to
well, again, the website is actsofkindnessseries.com. You'll see the 4 books and the vision and the mission, and the products of Folk Manus puppets, and how to get the books. We created books and coloring books. So Donors Choose is on there. There we go. Scroll down there, you can see the series of the books. You can see the cool acts of kindness. You can see Water Flow, the whale. We talk with Leon. There's Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken. There's a soundtrack by Lucy and the Perfect Wave. There's Dr. Finker for finger spelling hermit crab. We've applied to be up on Donors Choose pop-up books so we are waiting, just to let you know. With pop-up books are specialty books for race and ethnicity, and just to let you know some statistics, that 3% of children's books have characters with disabilities, where we have a population of 26% with persons with disabilities. So I'm hoping that Donors Choose will select us for sign language characters for the deaf community, because they don't have any books in that category. So we have applied and hoping we get approved. And teachers can take action by Donors Choose. Go on to donorschoose.org, request the books off of Amazon for the entire class school. You can select the puppets, and then you can go to our YouTube channel, learn the finger spelling alphabet. You can go to the Apple website app games to play the online courses for each of the chapters. We have 11 app games so far. There's a finger spelling alphabet, and we have that in black and white, suggested by Trevor Gibbs. And that's E, the finger spelling bumblebee. I'm signing the word more. That's app game there, Rabbit Acts of Kindness, where Harry the Hardy Hearing Rabbit and E, the finger spelling bumblebee, you can play the games and spell rabbit, R-A-B-B-I-T, in sign language. Colorful game by Fiverr Graphics. And down below, we created coloring books of the characters of the letters and the number. Again, that's Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, Dr. Fingers the finger spelling hermit crab, Eve the finger spelling bumblebee. And now we have the flyers here of the books and the app games on Apple here as a package with the soundtrack. We have songs to sing in the book, and there's just some photos of us as the writer, the musicians, myself, my deaf friend Scott in Hawaii. And if you go to the About page, Emily, please. We have our host, co-host. Leanne and I are regular guest speakers. And we are creating a section for Trevor Gibbs, the charity revolution there. That's a QR code that he donated. We'll be uploading his logos onto that section as well. So we have a store there. You can go to the store. You can purchase the books, T-shirts, and we'll be uploading more. Hope to have a baby sign clothing line added to it, and we'll have the YouTube channel. Go to the store, please, Emily, and you can see more of the products there. How to get the books on Amazon, and yeah. So there's our product services, and the good news is that all classroom teachers in the United States of America can receive copies of the books for every single student from donorschoose.org. And again, I had a classroom teacher in Honolulu, Hawaii, request 50 books. She got funded in 2 weeks, and then I went out and book signed. So we have 50 states here, and many teachers are posting donors choose. In the month of August, Subaru Hawaii donated $25,000 to classroom teachers requesting products. So, Ralph, you can get products for your daycare. If you have a teacher with a teacher ID number, and it's like a la carte off of Amazon. So everybody wins, and glad that we could share all this great information here. So I'm going on a low battery here in Mexico. So thank you so much for hosting this, and great guests here as usual. And adios and gracias, amigos and amigas. I'm Marianne de Mexico, or Marianne de Waikiki.
Excellent.
Oh,
So Leon, would you
Leon's
like
here.
to come in here and say hello and pick up from Marianne's segue of your role in this show?
Any
Yeah.
any
How's
updates
it
or
going?
anything?
Yes. How's it going, Kurt, Emily, and Marianne of Waikiki? Everything's going great on my end. Like Marianne said, creating water flow, the well, is totally awesome. I'm working with a private equity group that is opening up these water stores across the country, and 10% would go to the Clean Water Foundation. So looking like we're going to be getting some serious funding coming in from a percentage of these water stores that's going to be opening up. And it's also going to be some water, juice, and coffee shops combination. Two different companies opening up two different stores, along with water manufacturers of water equipment that these private equity went with. Congratulations for them. Congratulations on the private equity company that I'm working with now to put this project that Mariana and I is working on for water flow. And you know, we're doing concerts now called Flow for Love of Water. We're naming these concerts after, and we're going to really be producing the well, water flow. Yeah. So things are going great.
Great. Well, Leon, we are creating our own YouTube channel called the Acts of Kindness series. Trevor Gibbs is helping me uploading the sign language characters. So I look forward to creating water flow, the whale, and a YouTube video. And also thanks so much for being on Steve Ramona's podcast last week of being of servants and service. We had a great show, and we learned so much about a product called Dome Audio, that are headsets that will help hard of hearing and deaf individuals actually hear sounds, beats of drums, voices. I don't know if you had looked at that video. It was an amazing video where they went out to demonstrate the headset to the Gallaudet University, and tears of joy for the success that we're going to see. So we have some great things that are happening. So again, check it out, Dome Audio. And thank you, Steve and Ramona, for having us on your show last week. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a great show. Like I said, Kurt and the Disability Network and you, Marianne, connecting everyone up is totally amazing. And like I said, when people hear the show, because I sent the shows that we've been doing to some of those private equity people, and that's how this whole thing came about. So this bundle package that we're putting together and the shows that we're doing, they're really paying off. And like I said, on our end, thousands of children will now have clean, fresh drinking water because of what we're doing. And anyone that would like to join us, you can check out all of our websites. Mine is www.cleanwaterfoundation.wa.org. Singers, designers, anyone, come and join us, get in contact with us, because working together works.
That's right. And today I had a very interesting review of a project new to me. They've been working on it for quite some time, but I talked to a gentleman who's on the team for this project. You have going direction of collaborating that way. We have a team that can add to it. Cape Town, South Africa, all the way up into Russia. So what do you think about that?
I think that's awesome. That's why I said working together works. That's a total home run, because we just did a water project a few years ago with the Mango Foundation, which is an AIDS organization in Hawaii, to bring water to Swaziland in South Africa. They just changed their name because it sounds like Switzerland, but they've been Swaziland for years, which is right like 2 hours away driving from Cape Town and those places. And Johannesburg is really close to Johannesburg, Swaziland is. And we just put like over 150 water units with the Peace Corps and the Mango Foundation a few years ago out in South Africa. And we even had the Gates Foundation work with us on that deal. They helped me design the water unit that we put over there. So, and we had, and I can talk to one of the doctors who actually was the one that delivered the king. His daughter is now running the organization called Hope, New Hope Center in Swaziland, and it's an orphanage. And now we have water units in that orphanage and throughout South Africa where the kids is getting water. So that could rekindle those connections that we have over in South Africa, and even to send a word or two out to the Gates Foundation, who helped me design the water unit, and to get people involved. I think that is totally awesome. Definitely let me know about that. And now that I got some private equity firms that want to get involved, funding wise, and that's what we needed. We can get everybody involved in a project like this, and I think it would be great, even the United Nations, because I'm part of World Water Day every year, and we can make that a part of our project for World Water Day for the next 2 years.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, synergy abounds, right, Emily?
Yep. That would be awesome.
So, Emily, where do you want to take it from here with our business with the Clean Water Foundation and with Acts of Kindness book series, puppets, and apps? What are we building upon next, Emily? Our illustrious
connections we have, and to tie in, be perfect, because I know we just did a big deal on the Hopi and Navajo reservation a few weeks ago in Sedona, Arizona, for the fundraiser, and they were talking about a run they did from Phoenix to the reservation to bring awareness of water and what's needed, and their whole situation of them catching cancers at 16 years old because they were drinking the contaminated water from the mining companies that had polluted their aquifers. So I think that walk is beautiful because they were just telling me about a run that they did from Phoenix to the reservation out there for the Hopi and Navajo reservation.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kurt Ralph was the other person. So it was Matt, Kevin, and Ralph.
Ralph Dana, right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of ability, I'm here as co-founder of World of Ability to say we have an exciting announcement today, and it's going to be a big reveal with Emily. Emily didn't even know that this was going to happen. Emily is a VJ. There's DJs that play music, and we got Emily. She can be a DJ and play music, but we are going to have Emily holding down the fort, and she's going to be spinning the tracks of videos. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to make sure that we never have a World of Ability episode again without a powerful message from Leon McLaughlin. If Leon can't be here on a particular World of Ability episode, Emily will be co-producing a video that we're going to have announcements by the Clean Water Foundation, whether Leon can be here live or not. Same thing with Marianne with Acts of Kindness. We're going to do this for our friends like Ralph Dana. So we're going to really have Emily just really making magic happen across these 2 hours, because we're going to be splicing in different videos prepared in concert with Emily. What do you think, Emily? Isn't that exciting?
I think so.
See,
it could be.
There's a little bit of a self-serving, initiative here, because you just heard I wasn't on a show. How can that be? So Emily and I are going to create a video that, whether I'm able to be on here live with all of you, that you'll be hearing from me, whether you like it or not. So here we go. Back to you, Emily. Take it away. We got Ralph back. What do you have for Ralph, Emily? We got to bring him back into the conversation. I know you're just touting him like this big Leon Ralph collaboration. It's going to be, world-renowned, life-changing experience for all of our viewers and listeners. What's going on, Emily? What's going on between Leon and Ralph? Fill me in.
So there's gonna be it had something to do with between Ralph and some of his debt crusher and products, and Leon and the whole water, his water machines. There's yeah. So
His
there's
water machines. You're talking about Leon's water machine?
Medics. And remember, I told you I'm working with a private equity company that stores, and these cosmetics that would be like plant-based, because you know we're all about the environment, clean water, to put these products and sell these products in some of these stores that we're looking at opening up all across the U.S. and in different countries, and some of his products will be there, and a percentage of the sales will go to purchase water units for children around the world. That's what we're actually working on.
All right, so we're going to have a little bit of a team check-in here with the World of Ability team here, the five of us, and Emily is the mastermind behind these video excerpts that can go on Nonprofit TV Facebook page at facebook.com. And so, Emily, how are we doing in getting Leon McLaughlin on, a 30-second to 2.5-minute video on Nonprofit TV Facebook page, and the Donors Choose program, selecting for classrooms to have the books, the Acts of Kindness book series, and everything else we can do with the Puppets in the App series and the whole Acts of Kindness package. And then, the work Ralph Dan is talking about with the nonprofit division. It sounds like 3 amazing episodes being produced by Emily Gomer as we speak. Is that about right, Emily?
Yeah. I think so. But yeah, so Ralph, Mary, and Leon, if either you want to create one yourself, or if you wanted to connect on this Zoom sometime, and I could help, here and I could help record it for you. Between a kind of a 30-second to 2.5-minute thing, kind of about your nonprofit organization.
Yeah, I think I could create a video, and I actually already have one, and I can send it to you. So I think I could create one for sure.
Okay. Or create one if you don't already have one. That is.
Mm-hmm. We got a great promo video that we have.
Okay.
I have a YouTube video that I'd like to use. It's called Underwater Acts of Kindness. It's by William Broder. He was a student at HPU, graphic designer, retired Navy photographer, and he used the characters as a little trailer as one of his classroom projects. So if you could be kind to pull that up and use that. We have a soundtrack song, When I Dive Into the Ocean, the Deep Blue Sea, The Love Comes Over Me by Lucy Lynch. I also have that MP, so we can put that with the Water Flow the too, Leon.
Excellent. And so Ralph, we're checking in on, what we can do with coordinating with Emily to get a 30-second to 2.5-minute video to promote the work we're doing in the nonprofit sector. And you have a nonprofit division. Is it easy to get coordinate with your nonprofit division extern? The shake moves we do in our 15 minutes of music, one of the motion is called the air guitar. So from here forward, when we get back with our shackalites at the shakedown, we're going to be like, this one's for Emily, a rock star.
Maybe for you, Kurt.
I think that's Emily's favorite activity that she can do any day of the year, but she does it every day. So, all right, Emily, well, we're coming through the final approach here, our final segment in this 2-hour blast party, going Gonzo Saturday. What do you have in store for us? What are you doing with us the next several minutes?
Let me see.
Like a kid in the candy store. Which one? Which little jar do I want to put my hand into?
I get this over.
So again, we want to keep building out from Ralph, Marianne, and Leanne. So how are we going to do this? Clean Water Foundation. Acts of kindness.
Since I was just thinking about or doing something about it before the show. I know we have Marianne listed on there, and we have Ralph listed on there. But Mr. Leon, we have, if you're interested, we have a year-round virtual booth platform. And if you're interested, we could have the Clean Water Foundation listed or having a booth on this platform. And we're going to have like the logo and any events, your events, and anything on there to promote the Clean Water Foundation and anything else. Kurt, do you want to say anything about our virtual booth platform?
Yeah, it's thanks to Matt Falk that we met through the Happy Neighbor Project. Again, for all of you out there, when we keep saying HNP, Happy Neighbor Project, and we could also be saying the Happy Co-op, you can find all of it at hnpabc.com. That takes you to the main homepage, which is happyneighborproject.com. And so through the happiest place in the world for business people and all the happy business networking, which, by the way, Emily and I are co-hosts with my wife Sue and with Carol and Tom. We're there on our one session of Happy Business Networking at 1:00 Central Tuesdays, HMP Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Ralph is co-host with Recruiters Group, which is kind of a more contemporary, oasis for all these people. We can build teams and help people make income. Ralph, the Recruiters Network is what, once a month on like third Thursday or something, or what is it?
Yeah, third Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
In for nonprofits, it's for the fundraising aspects. So Matt's very interested to help us out. So he's working through Emily to be the ambassador for all of this build out and demonstration of the power of the platform, Easy Expo. And so that's what we're doing, folks, is we're trying to be of service and help all the people collaborating with us by having this as a referral center, a co-working space. It's got an auditorium, and it's got a lounge, and all of the bells and whistles of a virtual event. And through the exhibit halls, Emily is able to put in there any entity that we come to meet and want to help serve. So yeah, we definitely want to welcome in the Clean Water Foundation into the Easy Expo. Stay in touch with Emily for all of the details and follow-up. Emily, what would you say is how you want to go about it, that folks can find you, be in touch with you, or you're sending them all my way and then I refer them to you? How are you running this for all of our viewers and listeners?
For
anything regarding this show, and as a follow-up to Easy Expo, but anything that has to do with the business of world livability.
Well, for anybody who we are always looking for or are interested in having people join us on the show as guests, like Ralph, Leon, Marianne, Molly, Derek, and Andrew are around today. But if you are interested in being on a show, you can get a hold of me at podcastengineer54@gmail.com. Or, as always, getting a hold of Kurt, and he'll let me know at 262-372-1754. And I am on like LinkedIn and Facebook. So you can get a hold of me that way too. And so yeah.
All right, so Ralph, you're going to get us started in the Minute to Win It segment. We did it with Molly earlier, but now it's your turn, Ralph. A minute to win it. Give us your final thoughts of participating with us today, and any takeaways, including people's ability to contact you and get back on Zoom with you. How do they do it?
It's been a great show. Talking from veterans to people with disabilities, helping children learn, and seeing the new device where they can the deaf can now hear with the headset. All excellent. And the best way to get in touch with me is scan my QR code, or you can call me at 352-442-4978, or you can text me at that same number, 352-442-4978.
Peace Corps, working like for the last 20 years to now get them involved in what we're doing. It couldn't get better than that. What they say, just when you thought it was great, it got even greater. And we got Emily the rock star that's doing this great work, holding it down. And on these few weeks and the months that we've been working together, some great things are happening. So it's unbelievable. And like I said, if anybody want to get involved and join us, they can go to our website, www.cleanwaterfoundationwa.org. So, every week we get new things happening, greater things happening. So what a show. That's all I can say. We got the greatest show on earth. What a show.
Excellent. Thank you, Leon. So with the Happy Neighborhood Project, the Happy Co-op, and our plans in our calendar, we want to make sure we're not missing a beat, to make sure everybody on the planet knows about International Day of Happiness, speaking of the United Nations, because that is March 20th, as declared by the United Nations over a decade ago. So we're going to be entering into March 20th, 2024. We looked at the calendar. It's already a Wednesday, and that's going to be all a part of our kickoff to the Leadership Experience Tour with Sean Fair. And it's going to be a remarkable 6-hour event with the International Day of Happiness by the Happy Neighborhood Project and the Happy Co-op, with all the leadership there, so on and so forth. So that's 5 months away, roughly speaking. And so we want to see with the Clean Water Foundation, Leon, how far along we can get all of this big buildup and all this corporate participation, and then to see if we can distill it down to the business of the Happy Neighborhood Project and what we're needing to do with the International Day of Happiness, with the appeal to solopreneurs, other entrepreneurs, small business people, people, running their side hustles or MLM businesses, stuff like that. At the Happy Store, we have a handful of offers that are there to help the small business person run and operate their business and to save some money. That's why we call them happy deals. So with the Clean Water Foundation, we want to keep taking a look at, what does it maybe have to do, which I don't think it's too hard to figure out. Everybody can have their own ideas about how clean water falls into place with spreading happiness around the world and being attractive to professionals coming into happy business networking. So if we can put that all together, we know that we offer, as an example, oral care by ORL. And so they basically have their bamboo, produce toothbrushes and so on and so forth. And we think that's very appropriate because all of us professionals should, practice good hygiene, take care of our teeth. And what a great way to be a part of the style we do it at the Happy Neighborhood Project with our Chief Happiness Officer, Edwin Edeberry. And so I'm thinking somehow in the middle of this, I'm picturing clean water going on that toothbrush by oral care of ORL, and see if we can put that together and have a way that at the Happy Store and the Happy Co-op, and we have something built right into these water filtration units and so forth that you got going on, Leon. I think we should be able to put something together.
To have a thing like what we're doing for both events.
Yeah, and actually, it could be a trio, because we already have the duo with IDH and Leadership Experience Tours. So the March 22nd thing could be an additional occurrence happening concurrently with the Leadership Experience Tour. And maybe we get all you talking to Sean Fair, and let's make it a trifecta. Let's get the triangle completed, and let's make it a three-legged stool.
Yeah, Kurt, because IDH kicks off the leadership tour in March.
Yeah, and then it all.
So the next several days is the leadership tour.
Clean Water Day, and let's just make it a package deal. I think we're onto something. We came up with it right here at the World of Ability. Whoa!
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's how they say we got the magic going. Let's keep it flowing for the love of water.
There you go. So, all right, Emily, it's reached 1 o'clock Pacific time. That brings us to the top of the hour. That means it's time for our exit strategy. So, Emily, get us on out of here. Our 2-hour voyage has come to a conclusion. Take us away, Emily.
Well, quickly. Well, I have this is totally off topic. I kind of know we're kind of done now, but in exactly 2 weeks, I am helping with a autism conference. It's going to be on Zoom. So, integralautism.org for more info. But also would again like to thank Marcus, Zach, and Lawrence for being our partners and supporting the show and playing it on their platforms. And we are here every Saturday at 1 o'clock Central, 2 Eastern. We'd love to see everybody on the show. So hopefully we'll see everybody next week to tune in. And